The X-Men. It is the future of the MCU. We know that. We've been talking about that forever. Well, Jake Schreier has confirmed that the work has now started on the reboot. So how's that going to work? So there's been Rocha talked about it on this show, I guess 2 weeks ago. He and I were talking about the rumors that were going on set of Doomsday. People kind of ran crazy with it, said that it was Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr. It's not. Rocha pretty much said as much, but people still ran with that anyway. K-pop Demon Hunters is the most watched movie of all time for Netflix. That's crazy talk, but hey, people are loving it. And new Knight Rider coming. I'm pumped for that. So we have that and more to talk about on the show here today with the great Chris Carr. It's time to go. It's Wednesday. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, and joining us on location, I guess she's always on location, but this time she's on location in Vegas, City Alliance. Is it LA City Alliance? I don't remember.
I'm not sure which one. Sin City. That's where I am today.
City Alliance is LA. So welcome back to the show, Chris. And how is Vegas treating you?
Oh, it's been great so far. It's me and my best friend. We both have birthdays right next to each other. Mm-hmm. We're doing birthday week, but to best friends last night for dinner. We got to go to Italy. We got to go see the Bellagio fountains. It's been a real treat.
It's awesome. Well, good. As I said to you off air, happy early birthday. So maybe because it's your early birthday, maybe you win the week again this week. Maybe that's what the audience is right. And right now you got to beat Mike and Roxy at 65. Doable.
Okay.
Doable. So I think that Chris Carr, if we can get Chris Carr to 120, it'd be great. I am not on the show tomorrow because I am taking my kids to Splish Splash Water Park tomorrow.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, it is. So I talked to the park, and they're gonna hook up these tickets, and I'm gonna do an Instagram post about it, and I hear great things about it. And it's like the last week, and my kids, they're going back to school, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take one day. I'm gonna take the kids. We're gonna have a day out. So we're gonna go and we're gonna have some fun. So Rocha and Steph will be hosting the show tomorrow.
Oh, awesome! That's great.
That'll be fun. So okay. So and because people have to, this is Chris Carr is helping us out here today with being on the show. She's in Vegas, so she's probably gonna have Mike Kalinowski type internet today. But it doesn't look like Mike Kalinowski. It looks wonderful. The light looks great. Everything looks great.
Thank you. I still brought my with me, so different microphone, but I still have my light kit, my usual camera, all that good stuff.
Looks
TSA
good.
Probably was like, "What is she doing in Vegas?
What is she doing?" And so at this point, though, with the way that the everybody records everything, so they probably know. All right, so we have a new story, and this story is Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier has confirmed that he's working on the Marvel Studios X-Men reboot. We knew this was coming, but the work actually has started. So we will talk about said work, and here it is. So Jake Schreier has confirmed he's officially working on the reboot, explains how making the new Avengers is already proving beneficial to the reboot. Thunderbolts struggled to find an audience when it opened in theaters this past May, but it's still been widely hailed as one of the best MCU movies. With that in mind, it's easy to understand why the news that Jake Schreier will helm the X-Men reboot and it's been so positively received. We're not expecting to see X-Men movies in theaters until 2028 at the soonest, with it likely ushering a new era of storytelling for the MCU post-Avengers Secret Wars. Talking to Empire Online, he confirmed that he's officially been working on the reboot. I can't say anything about it. We started working on it, and that's obviously very exciting. There's so many things that I didn't know about it before I started. Thunderbolts explained how his previous experience will benefit the long-awaited debut. He said, the biggest learning curve for me was the proportion of the action to the more emotional character-driven scenes, and how, though it's more shooting days than I've ever had, they get eaten up quickly by the action stuff. By the time we get to the end, it felt like, now I feel like we get to do this a little bit better. This comes after he said the core ideas of X-Men is complexity, describing the movie as an incredible opportunity with super interesting characters and much internal conflict. These characters are wrestling with their identity and place in a world that's inherently interesting and complex material. X-Men reboot casting reportedly underway. Kevin Feige, we saw In a bid to address superhero fatigue and lower box office totals, we recently learned that Marvel Studios is taking a different approach to its movies moving forward that extends to the upcoming reboot. As of late month, it was said that the studio is fine-tuning the script while casting will begin soon. Marvel has indicated to reps that it's looking for talent rather than A-listers to keep the cost down. Before Marvel Studios reboots the X-Men, the team will return in Avengers Doomsday with actors from the X-Men franchise reprising their roles. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right. So, Chris Carr, you hear this and you hear these comments. I guess what do you make of all the comments in general?
I'm really excited for him to be working on this X-Men franchise because I loved Thunderbolts. And I do think that that movie should have done better. It really should have. But again, we ran into that usual MC issue of, is this accessible for our audience who hasn't jumped in before? But he does so many great emotional beats. And what I love about this conversation that he had is talking about, hey, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about what I can do, how much the action takes up, how I can still work in those great emotional things. And I feel like that's what you need in an X-Men franchise. Yes, you need kick-ass action. Yes, you need really cool visual effects and amazing mutant powers. But this show is this series, I suppose, is so much about how people are trying to deal with their own identities and walk through the world.
Right.
And I think he's the director to do it. I really loved Thunderbolts. So I think that has a lot of promise. And I love a director, too, who goes, hey, I'm always learning, I'm always growing, and thankful that I had this experience so I can launch from there. And chat, I know I'm working on my microphone. You guys let me know if it's coming through. I appreciate you guys letting me know.
Yeah, they're telling me to turn it. I have nothing to do
with it. I know. I'm trying to do it on my end with like let me raise this by like 200%.
So anyway, this is good news. The silliest thing that I have seen, and this I think goes from people who don't really understand the business enough to go, how come if Jake Schreier's movie did so low that he got cast? Oh, he got hired to do this. It's like you don't know how the business works if you're asking that question. This has nothing to do, because was it reviewed well? It was. Was it received well by people who saw it? It was. The blame doesn't go to anybody inside of there going, oh, nobody wanted to see the movie because of who was in it. It was marketed poorly. It was not a great name behind it. People didn't know who it was. He was given the assignment to say, here are these characters nobody really knows. You'd have to really rely on the show in order to know what's going on here with a lot of these people. But here it is, do your best. And he did his best times 10.
Yes. Yeah. It's one of Marvel's strongest movies, I feel.
Easily.
And just because the audience didn't come see it doesn't mean it wasn't a great film.
Exactly. And if now I could see why people would say, and I like Andy Muschietti, but I could see why people are, why is Andy Muschietti getting Batman Brave and the Bold? Yeah. Flash was not received well by fans. A lot of people did like it. I didn't mind it as much. You despised it. I didn't like the beginning, didn't like the ending. I liked a lot of the meat in between, but I can understand why it didn't resonate with people. It didn't do well, and it is a movie that people go, Flash. Remember, everybody said that was gonna be a great movie. That movie stinks, and yet he's getting Batman. That I can understand. Of going, how does that guy still have Batman? That I get. That is a fair question.
I'm still confused about that one because, look, Flash, does it have good moments? Absolutely it does. I'd say there's somebody who didn't like that movie. Michael Keaton kicks ass in that movie. Yeah. There's so many great moments. Even Ezra Miller has this really beautiful moment working with themselves. There's some good stuff there. But it's just on the whole, I went, oh, this doesn't feel like a finished film.
Yeah, and it's like I can see, like I said, I think Andy Muschietti is a good director. I really liked I liked Chapter 1 a lot. And if Gunn feels like no, he's gonna be able to execute what we're looking to do, then that's on him to say, look, this is what I believe he can do. And if he does it, there's always ways to get out of, this is a what have you done for me lately town. So if you end up doing a good movie, people are gonna, oh well, he did a great Batman movie. Who cares about the Flash? So I can understand the argument, but I can also understand the question of how does this guy still do it? But Jake Schreier, I don't, and if you've seen Thunderbolts, I don't understand how you say, how does this guy get it just because his movie didn't do well? That's not the question you should be asking. The question is, can this guy take a full team and clearly seems like he understands what's going on, with the X-Men inside how the X-Men tick, and he's already using the things that he's learned to put that forward. So I'm actually very excited by the possibility of him doing it. Not possibility, the fact that he is doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what the other things that he said. As far as look, the other thing that the guy has on his shoulders, especially after Thunderbolts, he essentially has a setup. Whoever with this conflict that's going to happen in the Avengers movies between the new Avengers, Mackie's Avengers, that's a storyline that was set up in both Brave New World and in his movie, right? So he's already done that, and that's what's going to be one of the major driving points in Avengers. Now, the other thing he really has to do now that he's got the responsibility is taking the MCU forward after the Avengers are over, because it's the spotlight's going to be on X-Men. Now, whether or not he stays with X-Men and he does 1, 2, 3 spinoffs, maybe, or he just says, I'm good. I got you guys over in the starting line, and now do whatever you're going to have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm curious how that is going to work, because X-Men are easily the most important thing that the MCU has right now, right? Because all right, so here's another question for you. And I think I've asked this question to other hosts, and I might have asked it to you. But if not, if I have, we'll just do it again. The X-Men, if both Doomsday and Secret Invasion or Secret Wars, if Secret Wars underperform in the way that like Fantastic Four did, right? Or in the way that Thunderbolts did, or the way that Captain America Brave New World did, does Marvel say, let's take a break, let's wait, let's come back in like 2 years? Or do they just say, no, it's all about the X-Men, we've already started, let's just hope that we can just do everything with X-Men, get those lower budgets? They're taking the DC strategy clearly and saying, let's stop putting huge people in this. We don't have that kind of money anymore to be able to do that. We need to find people at lower contracts.
I think it's definitely the latter. I think you go with that. We all forget because they're huge stars now.
Right.
You know, Tom Hiddleston was not a big name. Chris Hemsworth was not a big name. Chris Evans, sure, he was in movies, but he was a household name. And now my mom loves that guy. Right?
Yeah, and even Downey was down. Yeah.
Downey was trying for a comeback. And now we have the like creme de la creme when we think of them, of just these are A-list stars, these are huge names. We can go back to that. Let's find some really great unknown talent, which is also exciting. And one of the things that Sarah Finn was particularly great as that casting director, finding tremendous gifted actors who would work well in these franchises. And I think that you do, because they are already in for a pound. I don't think they can back off more than they have already if they want to keep MCU alive. I think let's focus on quality storytelling. Let's have some really great actors in here who we can lower the budget on. And I'm also coming from a selfish place there. Hey, what's up, Squirrel Girl? Let's go. And then just reel those budgets in on the whole. Using some practical sets can actually be more cost effective than doing all the crazy VFX sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes just doing some fun, cool move like that and going back old to how we did some kind of mutant powers. If we think about how Carrie was executed, or if we think about how other movies were executed in the 1970s, there are some tips and tricks we can take there to help lower these costs. And I think that's what you do.
Yeah. Oh, I love Lady Hotep, but wrong. Yeah. You are wrong. Robert Downey Jr. couldn't even get insured on the Iron Man movie at first. Favreau had to fight for him, and they paid him nothing to do the first movie. They paid him nothing because he just needed the movie. So he 100% was in that category. He's one of the main focus points of that. Let's get someone with good talent who doesn't cost a lot of money. That's not the case now. That the case is you put him in one movie, it breaks the bank. But that's why you lock up as many people as you can inside of this movie first, in the way that you probably locked in Corin Sweat to do however many movies he's going to do. He did 750,000, but his agents are going to go, okay, great, we'll give you the first one for 750. If it does well and it hits this, well, we're going to ask for this on movie 2 and then movie 3, and that depends on how you're going to do it. So overall, I think this is the way to do it. You have to here's a perfect example, Chris. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Who knew him?
None. He was a scrawny Broadway actor.
Right.
He was playing Gaston on Broadway. No one knew him, and he was a replacement.
Yeah, nobody knew him. Nobody knew him at all. They said, who's, and he's perfect. And so that's what they're going to have to do again, because this also goes back into that conversation we have all of the time. There are certain movies sometimes, like you put Ryan Gosling in Star Wars, right? You go, oh, a new Star Wars movie's coming out? Yeah. Ryan Gosling's gonna be in it. Well, that's cool. That's interesting. That's some star power behind it. And it elevates it. Does it need him? Not necessarily. Doesn't need him, but it elevates and it gets you people in there. But it's not like, oh, there's a new Ryan Gosling movie coming out. I gotta go see it. It doesn't happen anymore. But X-Men is something like, well, there's an X-Men movie coming out. And the first question is not going to be like, oh, Tom Cruise is in it. It's going to be, no, who's playing Wolverine? Who's playing Cyclops? Who's playing this? That's what's going to happen. It's like, oh, Cyclops actually played by this unknown guy. That's the difference now between casting television actors 25, 30 years ago, as opposed to casting television actors today, because television is as high quality, cinematic, and sometimes better, mostly better in-depth quality than most of the movies that are out today. So you find people who have been, because in a movie, what, you shoot for 3-4 months and you have a 2-hour movie and you can dive into as much character as you can. With the, let's say someone who's working on a series for 3 seasons, 4 seasons, like really learning new things, craft all the time, and really diving deep depending on what it is. Look at Jeremy Allen White. Like that, you know, when it comes to what's the one, oh my God, the Shameless, and now The Bear, and now he's transferring into film after he's done all this stuff. So this is the way to go.
Absolutely, 1000%.
Yeah. All right, guys, what say you? Do you think that the X-Men are in the right hands with Jake Schreier? Do you think that this is the way to go? Do you think that they should wait if the Avengers movies don't do well? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribed to that Clips channel. Come on, man. Do it. It's we're already at 12,000 subscribers on that channel, maybe even 13 at this point. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. I'm going to bring up another story, Avengers-wise, in a second, but last night I saw, and I did my out of the theater reaction. I didn't do my review for it. The embargo dropped this morning, but Caught Stealing, saw it, Austin Butler.
Oh, okay.
I didn't love it.
Yeah?
I didn't love it.
Oh.
Now, you know, here, and this is what I said in my out of the theater reaction. I love Aronofsky. I'm all the performances, great. The filmmaking, really, really good. I didn't like the story and I didn't like the characters. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Is I was locked in, and Zoe Kravitz, Regina King. I mean, the cast is phenomenal. The problem is that I'm like really locked in for a little bit, maybe 30, 40 minutes. And then it starts going down this road. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really like any of these people. Like, I don't really like anybody. I'm like, it's like, you know what when Honora did, like, it locks you into this adventure, and then all this crazy shit starts happening, and you just and it's funny, but there's all this bizarre stuff happening. And I felt like it was trying to do that. And for me, it never captured. I think that what I said in my out of the theater reaction was, if these characters land for you and you lock into this story past like 45 minutes, I think you're really going to enjoy it. But I just wasn't on that. I wasn't on that page.
That's unfortunate, because I love like a Guy Ritchie, a Lucky Number 11. I love those kinds of chaotic movies. So that's a bummer.
Yeah. It never got to that. It had like the potential. Matt Smith is great in it. But I wanted him
everything.
He's great in everything. I wanted them to do so much more. Like an Austin Butler, I thought was fantastic. There wasn't a bad performance. There wasn't bad directing. I just didn't. I was like, I just don't care about this story, I think, anymore. And that's ultimately where I land. But I wonder, again, I want to see what people think about it. I'm going to see what's it, The Long Walk? Is that the name of it?
The Stephen King one. Ooh.
Yeah, I want to see that tonight.
It's gonna be really intense, because that story is harrowing.
I'm excited for that one, because and then a shout out to our the great Bobby Jackson, who avid listener of this show. He had asked me at one point, he said, when are you going to see that? And I was like, I haven't reached out yet. And after Bobby wrote that, I reached out, and I just got the screening last night. So busy day today, Chris. We're doing this show. And then after that, I had to cancel the member stream today, because I'm going from directly after this. I have to do some stuff for my other channel. Then I got Steph that we're recording Back to the Future, who she's never seen it before. And then hopping on a train and going to see Longest Walk. So it's a busy day.
That is a biggie day. That's a lot to do.
Yeah,
I'm just going to a buffet. I'm gonna have some drinks.
Oh, I'm jealous. That's why I'm excited though to hang out with the kids for a little bit tomorrow, and just like they were so excited that I was telling them they were excited I was taking the day off. They were excited that they were going to be able to do that right before they start school. So it's going to be fun. And shout out to Splish Splash for hooking up the tickets. We're going to be excited for that. So
that's gonna be awesome.
Give my review. I didn't know anything about the place. I just heard that it was pretty good. And so I watched this blog of this family that does like they do parks and things. And I watched and I said, well, that looks pretty interesting. The three of us watched it and we're like, that looks pretty interesting. That was fun. Those rides. That could be cool. And I was like, you know what? Let me look into it. And I looked into it and they said, yeah, we'd love to have you. So we're going. So
amazing. That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. So we'll probably put, and I might just shoot, and depending on how much footage I get of it, I might put a little video up on the channel too. My little one really wants to make her official debut on this channel. So maybe that'll happen. I don't know yet. She did like a guest appearance on an episode once. So we'll see.
Some reviews from her.
Yeah, we should. We were talking about the Avengers before, and I think that this should be clarified in general because Rocha was on here, and we were talking about this last week. Let me add you to that for a second. Okay, we can hear you now. So the Avengers, the rumors on the heated set confrontation and Robert Downey Jr. and Doom's reshoots. Okay, here we go. We have some rumored updates on the much discussed on-set clash between Doomsday actors, as well as some more details on Downey's Doom reshoots. This is from Mark Cassidy. Ever since whispers of some tension on the set of Avengers Doomsday began to circulate online, fans have been speculating about which cast members might be involved. So, let's see. John Rocha shared some updates on his YouTube channel. While he declined to mention any names, just to be clear, he said it was not Robert Downey Jr. or Ryan Reynolds. He did provide a few more details on, he said, what has gone down. It seems one actor said something that made their co-star very upset. This was a confrontation, verbal, not physical, and things did get pretty heated. Apparently, Marvel and Disney got involved, offered to make some adjustments, but when they revealed how much it would cost for rewrites that would give the individual's characters their own subplot, the person in question declined, and both parties came together. We don't know what was said. Rocha feels that the party had every right to react the way that they did. Rocha also shared some more details on the Downey Jr. reshoots. According to him, Marvel initially used a CGI mask for Doom because the costume didn't feel good on Downey. The actor didn't want to wear the suit, but then changed his mind later on simply what he felt having a stand-in for Doom's scenes while he provided the dialogue. It simply wasn't working. Apparently, Bob Iger wasn't a fan either, which led to reshoots with Robert Downey Jr. in the costume. Rocha's source also mentions that Downey shadow directed and rewrote some of his own scenes. What do you make of these rumors? Okay, so all right, again, Rocha's got pretty good sources. Do I think that there's something to the behind the scenes drama? Yeah, I do. I think that something happened. Do I think that it was pretty much squashed because it needed to be because of how important, as we just discussed in the previous story, important this movie is, how much money this movie costs? Say, hey, you two, get your shit together. Like whatever this is, get it together. Let's figure this out. As far as Downey rewriting his scenes and all that stuff, it depends on how he's collaborating. I think some people will go, Downey's getting involved too much. Let's see how it's working with the Russos. He's got a good relationship with the Russos. If they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can do that. We're cool with it. Then let's not make a bigger deal out of it than it is.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp of, listen, unless there are fights on set that are disrupting filming and everything, I could not care. I could not care about it because all I want on set is some professionalism. I've worked with people I do not like. I'm sure you have worked with people you do not like. And my attitude is I'm going to just be a duck water about this. All right. I am cool and calm on the surface, and underneath my little legs can be flailing, and I can dislike that human being as much as I want. As long as it doesn't disrupt stuff, I don't need to know about this. And I feel like it's just noise. Yeah. Just like more distractions about how the MCU is failing or going to fail or etc. We don't need that. We need some positivity on these sets. Yeah,
it just depends on, like you said, is it going to disrupt shooting? Is it over? Okay, they figured it out. We're moving on. Great. Let's move on. That's it.
And then as far as rights go, I mean, that is a thing that a lot of actors who have these kinds of legacy roles will be involved with. We're not freaking out about the Punisher. Like
Right.
people are thrilled about John jumping in and help write that script. And he does have
Yeah.
some writing experience, obviously, and is a tremendously gifted actor. But
Mhm.
Robert Downey Jr. also improvised some amazing moments for Stark.
Right.
So if he has some kind of ideas of how to change his character and differentiate it, I think as long as it's a collaboration and not a steamrolling, that's totally fine. This happens on set too, where it's, hey, can we talk about this scene? We all lost our minds watching the clip of Gunn and Cornsweet talking about this monologue feels weird, or how do I say this part? Why am I yelling this, or why am I delivering it that way? That's some of the best stuff you can do in a film. And let's make sure we're on the same page and we're making this feel like it's authentically coming from this character, and I can deliver the best performance possible that makes the writer's vision come true, that makes the director's vision come true, but also that actor feels positive about you. That's what filmmaking should be, is a delightful collaboration.
Couldn't agree more. Do you agree with what Chris Carr is saying here too? What do you think about the stuff that's going on behind the scenes? Who cares, or is it more to it and we should be paying attention to it? And what do you think about Downey potentially writing scenes? Again, who cares, or is this a problem? Maybe he shouldn't be doing this. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. So we've talked about this many times. You get the benefits of doing what we do, and you meet some great people. In 2000, and I want to tell you it was 13, Mark Ellis and I interviewed both Hayden Schlossberg and John Hurwitz for when they were doing, I think it was American Wedding. And it was through Twitter, something that happened. We were kind of going back and forth, and they were watching the show, and they came in studio to do an interview, and I struck up a friendship with them, and we talked Harold and Kumar and other things. And then fast forward to, what was it, 2017, 2018, they started doing Cobra Kai. And I remember when that was announced, and I was like, oh man, I want to be upset about this, because why are they touching Karate Kid? Leave it alone. And then I was like, well, it's the guys. And also their other partner, Josh Heald, who I had strangely enough met even before that, because at the time his son was going to kindergarten with my daughter. So I struck up a friendship with him, and I was like, oh, you know the guys too? Yeah, I've been working with them forever. They were really close friends, blah, blah, blah. And then they start doing Cobra Kai, and I'm like, okay, it's the guys. So crossing my fingers that this thing doesn't stink. And if it does, oh man, I hope they don't mind my review. And I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, I remember calling them going, you cracked the code. You did it. And hearing their story on how they did it and the understanding of it, like them being their Star Wars. So I was on whatever platform, it was on Facebook, and I saw John had posted another story yesterday. They're doing Knight Rider. And I'm like, okay. So this is the story here. Knight Rider is coming. And Knight Rider, a film, not a TV show, is in the works. And the creators of Cobra Kai are bringing Kit back to life. John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Heald are in talks for a film adaptation of the 1980s action drama series Knight Rider, about a computerized talking car. The trio would write the screenplay, produce it, with Hurwitz and Schlossberg in early talks to direct. Also producing would be Gary Barber, Chris Stone, Kelly McCormick, and David Leitch. Hasselhoff starred in the original NBC series as Michael Knight, as a detective who becomes an agent and is partnered with Kit, modified artificial intelligence, and indestructible Trans Am. Together, the two sped head-on to fight criminals who operate above the law. Glenn Larson created the show from its memorable theme and car. Kevin Burrows and Matt Miter penned a previous attempt at a film adaptation. Okay, so everybody's going to go, well, of course Kristian's going to say this. And it's true, and I get it. I hope it's not an over-the-top comedy like Hot Tub Time Machine and Harold Kumar. I hope it's not.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this, honestly, because we already have smart cars. So what's exciting about this car now?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that that's where I think differ. I think because of all the stuff we have now, and because of the AI and everything else, it makes more sense to, even if it's like a really heavily a new model of AI that is not even in the market, that this type of car, it makes all the sense in the world. I think because smart cars and all that, this is like smart car on steroids, Kit, right? And you really give them a personality. Because of AI, you could get the original voice and you could do those types of things. I just hope that it's a mixture, because there's certainly comedy in Cobra Kai. There's tons of it. But I hope there's a mix of like, let's take it serious, not make it just kind of like a slapstick comedy, because, and not that the guys would do that, but they're very good at that. They've done that with many different things over. Their world is comedy. But I hope that we get, I wrote on John's post, I wrote, I need an exclusive here. I need an exclusive. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get them on to find out what's going on with this one. But I hope, I really do hope that it is a more like, it takes itself a little more serious. But we're gonna clip this video out, and I'm gonna tag John on it so he can answer me. We'll see.
Okay. Because I really like them. I really like them and I believe in them. Okay. But it's just this particular bit of IP this is the one we're running with. Okay, I need to know how you're going to jazz it up for a world that already has a car that technically can talk to me or self-drive or do all these other things. I need to have that stuff. Was it Mr. Feeney who was the original voice of Kid? Or am I just like having a straight?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But my point with the AI stuff is, you could do his voice, by the way. You can make it sound a little robotic. You can get the original voice with today's technology if you wanted to. And it was Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. And you could, especially if there actually are SAG protocols for this, for people who have licensed out their voices. So there are safe ways to do the AI. Obviously, it's those things that makes me kind of get my hack up and go, ooh, what are we doing? But there are really great ways they can do that so that actor can still get, residuals and all of that. Or bring in somebody else.
That's what they're going to do.
Want to play it? Yeah,
there's
a lot of options here.
They're going to wind up getting a really famous voice to do it.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen for that, and it's fine. It's a new kid. Who's going to play Michael, which will be very interesting. And the other side of it too is that if the thing that was silly back in the 80s was that he was a completely looking different guy, and they did this surgery to him, and he looks like David Hasselhoff, which back in, they were able to do this kind of surgery where he just had a new face, no scars, anything. Today, in the way that you kind of do it in a Mission Impossible type of way, that's what I hope this movie is. I hope it's kind of like a Mission Impossible type of movie with some comedic tones in it, but I hope it's like a Mission Impossible serious kind of action movie with this freaking cool ass car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to actually be involved in the case we're solving. I want to actually have interest in mystery and some really great detective work, because that's what the balance of humor and actual stories is what Knight Rider really cool. So I hope we get that. I love that idea of it making Mission Impossible.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's see what the guys do. As Chris said, I got faith in them. You talking about people who just they clearly, I guarantee you, they love the property. I guarantee you, they don't do things that they don't love. They're fun. They're great people. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. We'll see. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Is Knight Rider something you're interested in? Should it be a streaming movie, or should it be theatrical? Should it be serious? Am I wrong? Should it be a straight on comedy? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, moving on. K-pop Demon Hunters is something that is just, it's insane how well this movie is doing in general. I mean, it is just slaying. It is done so well, not only for Netflix, which we'll talk about in a second. It did well in the theater. There's a sequel that they're going to be talking about really soon. Sony's already discussing it. So it is. It beat Red Notice to officially become Netflix's most watched movie of all time. Makes a lot of sense, actually, though, when you think about how it initially did really well, and then they put it out theatrically. It's becoming a phenomenon, so more people are checking it out, watching it. It always seemed inevitable after the animated musical's unprecedented popularity, and Demon Hunters has now become Netflix's most watched movie of all time. K-pop Demon Hunters really is golden. The animated musical adventure has become a bona fide phenomenon since it debuted on Netflix during the summer, and now has officially emerged as the streamer's most popular movie of all time. It amassed another 25.4 million views worldwide in the week of August 18th to 24th, bringing its total to 236 million since its June 20th premiere, pushing it past Red Notice to claim first place on Netflix's all-time ranking for English language films. Despite a mostly negative reception from critics, action comedy Red Notice, which stars The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, has held the #1 spot for the last 3 years. Demon Hunters, on the other hand, is sitting at a nearly perfect 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. In a rare move, Netflix gave K-pop Demon Hunters a theatrical release last weekend, and while the streamer has not disclosed official box office numbers, sources say it was highly grossing movie over the weekend, taking between 18 to 20 million. We knew younger female audiences and K-pop anime fans would love this film, but it's been incredibly gratifying to see it embraced by an even broader audience and become a favorite film for both adults and kids. Okay, I want to go and Dan Lin, who I've worked with in the past for working at Warner Brothers. For our audience, and in particular, there's a couple comments that are made here 1,000 times every GD episode. This is my point when I say this. We knew that younger female audiences and K-pop anime fans would love this film. Why does he say this? Because that's who it was targeted at. But it's been incredibly gratified to see it embraced by even broader audience, meaning that anybody can like it and become a favorite film for both adults and kids. But it was aimed towards anime fans and it was aimed towards female audiences. In the same way when I brought up the point about Agatha, that it was aimed towards different audience and landed to others. That's the point. Adults are watching the movies with their friends and other family members. Kids are watching with their friends and siblings. Okay, Chris Carr. Mm-hmm. What say you about this?
That's exactly what they were doing. They were making sure that this was made for people who would love this film. And then, oh my gosh, if you give anime a try, if you give pop a try and it's well executed, maybe you'll love it too. I'm thrilled with this because Red Notice is not, in my opinion, a particularly good film.
It's not great.
It's not great. And this, I think, is a really well done, executed movie. And every time I talk to somebody, they are always surprised by it because they go into it. If they are not an anime fan or if they don't like K-pop music, it's, oh my gosh, this is one of the best executed musicals I've ever seen. Wait, this is actually a deep, beautiful story. Oh my gosh, this animation is killer. One of my favorite things to come from this is the guys at my gym love this soundtrack. And they'll play it over the speakers. And everyone will just be doing their workouts to Golden and stuff. People love this. The DJ was playing this at Choice Restaurant. Yeah. It's a phenomenon. And
it is.
It's really great to see something that just wanted to unapologetically be itself resonate with so many people. And this is why, too, I mean, on our movie list, I put in a couple of horror movies that I feel a little safe with. Right? Okay. This is why you should always try to broaden your horizons and go, you know what? I don't know if this is made for me, but why don't I give it a shot and see if it is? It's so important to know why you dislike mediums. Just decide, oh, I don't like that. You know, every person who goes, oh, I hate country music, you can find one country song you probably like.
Yeah.
Every person who says they hate anime, you can find one you like.
Totally. And I think that so someone made this comment the other day, said, how do you feel the fact that 2 out of your favorite movies this year are horror movies? You don't like horror. I said, no, that's not accurate though. I said, there's certain things I traditionally don't respond to. Slasher films like Terrifier's nothing I'm ever going to watch. Like I know that I won't like that franchise. I know that I've never watched a Saw movie. It's not for me. It's not my thing. But psychological horror, thrillers, like things that really kind of dive deep into characters, like Sinners and Weapons, all day. Conjuring, all day. Like that's the kind of stuff I like because you're diving deep into characters. It's not that it's that scary and horror stuff and things. It's the thing that, and this is not just with horror. This is anything. Cliche stuff drives me nuts. Stuff that I can see coming a mile away. Sometimes predictable stuff is fun. Look, F1 is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's very predictable. It's a very safe movie, but it's awesome. And you didn't like it as much, right?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't super great for me, but I understand why people like it.
Yeah, and but there's sometimes that those types of things, like that I just liked it, and I think it's also because that's an example of having a movie star like Brad Pitt, where it certainly elevated the project because he's the perfect person to play Sonny. I mean, he's perfect. So anyway, K-pop Demon Hunters, by putting that out there and having the animation style almost like they did for Spider-Verse, that's what kind of got me interested in it. And hearing my daughters, who, I mean, they loved it. We were going to the beach last weekend, and there was somebody playing it in the parking lot, and my daughters immediately, K-pop Demon Hunters, they knew it like immediately, right? So it's this huge thing, and it ain't stopping because now Sony and Netflix is in talks for a K-pop sequel, to which everybody said, no shit. course, Sony Pictures reportedly in talks with Netflix to make a sequel to animated film sensation K-pop Demon Hunters. Released around 2 months ago on the streamer, the film has been making multiple headlines in recent days. Sing-along version hit cinemas the past weekend, topped the box office. The title became Netflix's most watched film of all time, and 4 songs from the soundtrack are in the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10. It's a historical first. Much debate has arisen over whether or not Sony Pictures Animation, which produced the film, give away a fortune, even as the project had no major stars, hailed from a first-time feature director, and original animation had been on a downward spiral at the box office in recent years. That said, Sony is expected to have a large profit margin on the title. Netflix covering the film's entire $100 million budget, along with Sony paying further $25 million. Also, Sony receives a piece of the soundtrack sales. That's big, as well as the music publishing fees for certain songs. Netflix has merchandising right. Netflix is citing this as a success for streaming, touting that being on the service has allowed word of mouth to spread and build a cultural phenomenon, as opposed to a cinema release where a sluggish start can kill a film. I don't love the fact that theaters take a hit these days because people aren't going to the movies as much. But Netflix right now, what they just said is 100% correct. This movie, had it come out before they put it on streaming, would not be what it is today without streaming. Streaming made this movie a hit. This was not one of those things. So they didn't leave any fortune on the table because there wouldn't have been a fortune. Netflix tried to put something in the theaters, and it's a good movie. Why didn't it do well? That's what we've been saying. But they did the opposite. They built it. They built a big fan base around it and said, hey, fan base, you think those 20 million, most of the people that put that $20 million back into their pocket, and you think most of those people hadn't seen the movie? Most of them had. Most of them were kids.
Yeah, it was a ton of kids, but then also a whole bunch of millennials and people who love anime, and then everyone else got involved. Yeah. And I think because we put it on streaming first, people give it a shot. And so many of my friends too did it's an hour 20. Yeah, I can see if this is fine. I thought this was another series. I wasn't going to give it a shot. It was that. And so, yeah, I'll throw it on while I'm at home. And then people became obsessed. And yeah, that there's going to be a sequel. They set it up from the jump that there's probably going to be 3 movies to each one of the girls. Like, it totally makes sense. And it's been this huge phenomenon. I mean, the sing-alongs have made a ton of cash. Yep. And this is why Netflix, though, does need to be a little more fluid with its model and go, if we do a small release, if we do this, or something does really well on streaming, and then we'll pop it in theaters, and then we make it an event, we can make some extra cash.
I think that's case by case, though, because it depends on like what. You look at like, say, Narnia, which they're actually doing the opposite. They're putting it in theaters first for 2 weeks, and then they're going to put it on streaming. Go ahead, Chris.
I don't know about that. That seems weird.
I mean, that's also probably to try to get it in some, categories or whatever it might be. I don't know how it works anymore as far as how much of a theatrical you need. So either way, I'm curious how Narnia is going to work. I don't know. I'm not sure. But as far as what they're doing with K-pop Demon Hunters and doing it this way, they do that for the sequel, the same thing that they did, more sing-alongs and that. They've got a franchise on their hands right now, so they got and they didn't even know it. So that's original stuff. So good for them. That's a big win, I think, overall in general for animations. A big win for Sony and obviously for Netflix. What do you guys think of K-pop Demon Hunters? Fans? Not fans? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. What do you think about this phenomenon? Okay. We're going to get to one more story, but before we do, I got to tell you guys about our good friends over at both Car Gurus and Rougiette. Shopping for a car should be exciting, not exhausting. Man, between misleading prices, hidden fees, it feels like a maze. This is what I love about Car Gurus. They rank the best deals, they verify dealers, and they make sure that you never pay more than you should. Your big deal, it just became a great deal. Car Gurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, ensuring a transparent and hassle-free buying process. They give you control to shop how you want to shop with the tools, the information, and data-driven deal ratings that you need. It's no wonder that SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That is cargurus.com. cargurus.com. I know that you've heard of Viagra. I know you've heard of Cialis. You've probably even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, Rougiette Ready.
If the usual pills are not doing the trick, Rougiette Ready, it could be the answer. It's a 3-in-1 formula, and it dissolves under your tongue. It absorbs fast. You'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and it effects can last up to 36 hours. If you want proof, over 150,000 men have made the switch, and you can read their customer reviews right on the site. Getting started is simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if you're prescribed, treatment ships quickly to your door. Now connect with the provider at rougiette.com/Kristian. See if a Rougiette Ready prescription is right for you. You can use that code Kristian to get 15% off today. That is Rougiette, RUGIET.com/Kristian. Use that promo code Kristian, get 15%. Head to rougiette.com/Kristian. Use that code Kristian, get 15% off today. Use the code, support the show, and let Rougiette know that we sent you. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rougiette website for full safety information.
Thank you to Rougiette. Thank you to Car Gurus. Very excited to have them both on board. Make sure to check out the links in the description. Helps out the show. I tell you guys that every day. If you want to support the show and you want to get yourself something good, that's what you do. That's how you help us out. Like, I really like the show. I watch the show every day. Get yourself something. Seriously. Lord of the Rings, Chris, we watched all 3. We have a new Lord of the Rings fan on our hands with
I love how excited she was posting on stories because the videos are so fun. It's so fun seeing somebody fall in love with this franchise. And it's so good. I'm so glad she loves it.
She loves it. She loves it so much, and we're eventually not anytime soon, but we're going to do the extended versions also, but that'll probably happen at some point, but just not now.
Awesome, wonderful.
Yes, very wonderful. And so this was something that was actually hilarious. You'll get a kick out of this. So there was something where it might have been Frodo. I don't remember who it was. Or someone said something about Sam, and I appreciate you, Sam. She said, "You better, bro." And when she said it, they made this.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's just nice to see somebody else as a hobbit instead of me.
No, there you go. Yeah, so she absolutely loved it. And now and it's funny because I was going back and forth with her, and we were filming something Friday, and I said to her, I go, "Isn't it great though for you?" Because she just watched Usual Suspects. I said, "Isn't it nice to be out of the MCU?" She's like, "I loved the MCU, but I'm so happy to be watching new movies that I've never seen before." And that's what I told Roxy. Roxy asked me the other day, and I loved the question. She said, like, what's the goal with doing reactions with people, now on the channel? And I said, I think that my channel is going to be a little different than other reaction channels and how they're doing it, because a lot of times you'll get 2 people who have never seen the movie. And it's not that we won't do that. We clearly will. It's certain new releases and other things I haven't seen. I'm going to do that. But the goal, what I want to do is I almost want like you told me you never saw Gladiator. And I'm like, that's one of my favorite movies of all time. I want to show my friend that. I want to sit there and go, oh my God, look at that. It's amazing. And I did the same thing with Usual Suspects. I did the same thing with like Warrior and other things. And I think like being able to share, and someone wrote this in the comment, they said, I brought Ming in to watch F1. And they're like, this just feels like sharing movies with friends. And I said, thank you. That's it. I want to share movies with friends. That's kind of the goal of the reactions. And apparently Blind Wave does it too. Great. Amazing.
It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. The list is really good and so varied too. I was bummed. It was really fun seeing, man, Winston, you're right, has missed out on really good comedy. I'm so.
And he never saw Jaws. Or that's the first one we're doing. He and I are watching Jaws for the first time.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm going to catch it in IMAX when I'm back in town. Because I've never seen it in a theater.
Oh man.
I think he's going to love it.
I think so. The question I have though is because it's a dated film. It's a dated, not dated in the way that it looks cheesy. It's not. I mean, in 1975, terrifying with all the crap that's coming out now, the stuff that they do. He's not going to be scared of that movie. No. But everybody was scared of that movie when it came out. Anyway, so last thing that I want to talk about. This came out. Denzel Washington is just the best. For besides obvious reasons, he's just so damn honest too. Did you see his new interview that he gave about movies?
No.
This is the best. Denzel Washington's tired of movies. And so here is why he is tired of movies. Denzel Washington has a new movie with Spike Lee. We know this. He was promoting Highest to Lowest. He took an interesting approach, revealed he doesn't watch movies anymore. Participating in a GQ roundtable with Lee and co-star ASAP Rocky, Washington says that with over 40 film credits to his name over the past 40 years, he's made too many of them. He said, I don't watch movies, man. I really don't. I'm just being honest with you. I don't watch movies. I don't go to the movies. I don't watch movies. I'm tired of movies. It's hilarious. Lee then asked Washington how many movies he's made, to which the actor responded, too many. I think 50. Highest to Lowest marks the 5th collaboration between them. Though he's won 2, been nominated for 9, Washington has famously stated in the past he's not interested in Oscars, saying awards aren't what he's pursuing. Highest to Lowest is now playing in select cinemas and becomes available to stream on September 5th. Am I wrong? Is that just the best?
I think it's really funny. There is kind of that two schools of thought. Like, this is the same thing when I hear an actor go, I don't even own a television, where it's, I don't know if that's a flex like you think it is, but I feel like for Denzel Washington, it's just, I'm so sick of this. I like theater. Let me do what I want. Come on.
Yeah.
He's just been spitting truth for the last few years anyway, too. He's talked mad shit about other actors who are just wanting to be famous or don't show up and do their job properly.
Right.
He talks so much about all the self-work people need to be doing and stop focusing on others. He's great. And he just has run out of fucks to give at this point of, what? No, I'm a great actor and I'm doing, and here's how I feel about stuff. And I don't agree. That's fine. I really don't care. And I love that attitude.
You say Denzel. It's like, because it's like, you're not going to hire him because he said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. He's like, I don't watch movies. Not something like it doesn't hurt my performances. I'm going to be able to do the character and learn the character, but that's not what I do. Don't care. So I love it. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Some people get upset because if they like it and why am I watching your movies? You don't love movies. It's like, because he likes acting. He didn't say he didn't like acting.
He loves storytelling. It's just the medium is not something he enjoys watching himself. That's fine.
Yeah. And people will get upset. And you know what Denzel will say? Nothing. He won't care.
Yeah.
At all. Good. Get upset with me. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you make of the comments? Are you upset about it? Do you care? Do you not care? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, Chris Carr, it's a moment of truth. You're the day before your birthday. In order to try to get this week, I mean, obviously you got to, I think, in order to get capes, and tomorrow Steph and Rocha are going to be hosting the show tomorrow, so the two of them are going to have a shot. But in order to, I think, be comfortable, I think you got to get to 100. Right now we're at 20. In order to beat Roxy and Mike, you need 63 is what I said. So let's see what we can do. Before we do that, though, tell me about Two Filthy Casuals, man.
Oh man, Two Filthy Casuals has been doing fun stuff. We talked about Death Stranding last week. This week's episode is going to be me asking all of you, why are you not watching Department Q? Let's talk about this show. Let's get into it. We also have some really fun stuff on our Patreon. We're talking about Jaws, actually. Amy watched all of the Jaws movies so that you don't have to. So you can check out all that, Two Filthy Casuals pod, wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. I also have a voice acting studio. Usually my setup is amazing, you guys. I'm really good at this stuff. I'm not on the road, though. So if you ever want to learn about voice acting, you can go to speakfriendstudio.com. We actually are going to have our intro to VO class starting in September. I'm about to put that on the website. So if you just want a 4-week class to see if you're interested in voice acting, come check that out. I would love to help you fall in love with this medium that I love so, so much. And that's pretty much what we got going on.
Well, there you go. So make sure you guys check that out, please. And thank you. All right, let's get to the first one. As we said, 20 to start with a goal of trying to hit 100 for Chris Carr's birthday. Come on, birthday. Hey, Mr. Mick CJ. Double C, did you ever work with the late, great Kevin Conroy?
Double C. Oh, does that supposed to be? I'm KC, but thank you. I did not get to work with the late, great Conroy. He's incredible. He's my favorite Batman. And actually, we had one of the first times I hosted the John Campea show.
Okay.
Was the day that Kevin Conroy passed.
Oh, no. Really?
And it was a really emotional show. My buddy Kaylee was one of her first shows too, where we were just like, we're going to get through this. And it ended up being a really beautiful episode where we got to talk about how amazing he is. Gosh, I loved that guy. His work was so incredible. I still find him to be the definitive Batman. And if you have a chance and you haven't, did a wonderful comic collaboration too about his journey into becoming Batman and finding a voice. And I think you all would really, really like it. So if you haven't checked that out, go give that a Google and have a fun time reading it.
All right. Nathan Drake. The trailer for Is This Thing On looked great. I'm thinking it could get Arnett a nomination this year. Hope you check it out. What is that? Do you know what that is?
So I just saw this in my YouTube feed. I need to watch it. I saved it for watching after the show. It looks like it's him as a stand-up comic, and I'm really interested to see what's going to happen here. I saw was the thumbnail and just a brief description. So I'm looking forward to the trailer.
I want to see what it is. Yeah. Nathan Drake, Long Walk has David Jensen and Mark Hamill. Looks good. I'm pumped to see it. And I know nothing about it. I like both of them, but I know nothing about it.
You're going to have a fun time, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm really hoping I can make it. Because like I said, I'm doing this reaction with Steph, running right out the door, try to catch the train and make it in time. Best case scenarios, I make it. Worst case scenarios, I got to do a reaction to it. John 124 became a new member. Great time to become a member. A lot of stuff going on right now. And speaking of which, of all these reactions, there's so many unedited reactions that are going to hit the damn channel. We've got the Return of the King unedited, 3 hours and 25 minutes. That's about to go up really soon. Just waiting on a thumbnail on that one. But that's gonna crush. So yeah, make sure you check it out if you haven't become a member. Nathan Drake, has Kris seen Nisa 2? It's made $2.2 billion.
No, I still have to see Nisa 1, first of all, but I'm really excited about these movies. They look so epic. They're wild looking.
Aiden Cossack, what's up, Aiden? What are your ideal X-Men lineups? The adults: Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Beast, Professor X, and for the teens: Iceman, Shadowcat, Rogue, Angel, Gambit, D+ series. That's from that saying from the X-Men 97 series, you're saying? But I think I want to see Cyclops and Jean be the focus of the movies. Let Wolverine come in midway during the movie, or maybe even at the end for the first one. See if you can rely on X-Men without Wolverine at first.
Well, yeah, and let Cyclops be a cool, strong leader. Let Scott Summers really sting and not make him, the other option for Jean Grey. I'd really love Nightcrawler in there, and I love their suggestion of Shadowcat too. She's such a great character. I love her.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they wind up doing with the team up. So we'll see sooner than later. Jonathan Garcia, Kris, hearing your voice always puts a smile on my face, and it brings me joy. Your positive vibes make me feel like everything is going to be okay. Thank you. What a nice comment that is.
That's so nice, Jonathan. Thank you so much. And everything is going to be okay. You got this.
Tyler B, can first X-Men movie be better than First Class? Can it be? I mean, sure, it can be. I love First Class.
So good.
It's one of my favorite X-Men movies, if not my favorite X-Men movie.
I love it.
Yeah, Sam and I will be watching those again because she's never seen X-Men. So I'm pretty excited to rewatch that one. I might even watch that one first with her. I don't know yet. Should I watch First Class with her first, or should I watch X-Men 2000 with her first? I don't know.
Ooh. That could be interesting, though, to kind of go that chronological order, time-wise, as opposed to release order. I don't know. Honestly, I would add on Capes and Cowls, see what the guys suggest.
Maybe. I want to see what the audience thinks in general. Maybe do First Class first, because you can't do Days of Future Past second. You can't, because the whole point is you gotta be invested in all those characters in Hugh Jackman. So maybe do First Class
and then
first,
X-Men,
and then go through the X-Men journey. The only one she's seen is Logan, and that's my fault because I showed her Logan. Logan's the first thing she ever did.
Dang, that's a good movie though. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm just going to address this. Jeff Snyder said it. The subtitle: Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Nope. And she got here through Dr. Strange Spell No Home. Nope. She is. She's Gwen Stacy. Okay. Next one after that is, and again, so 27 thus far. Kris making a run here. Can she take out Mike and Roxy? I think you're doing okay so far. We shall see. Gregory Depp, cheers for Kris and Kris. Great show. Great to see you two. Great to see you, Greg.
Great to have you here, Gregory.
100%. Okay, let's see. Next one after that is Tyler B. Lord of the Rings movie budgets were less than $100 million. Yeah, very, very different time though. Was that true though? Was it was like over 300 for all three of them, right?
I believe so, altogether. And obviously, they shot everything at the same time, too.
Right.
They shot one of their last scenes as one of their first scenes together.
Right.
They did do so many practical effects, but there was also a several-year commitment. The actors were not paid particularly high either. So there were a lot of things that kept that under budget. But part of it was, hey, do you want to live in New Zealand with us for 3 years? And this is your life.
Well, but did they even shoot it for 3 years, though? They only, I mean, because I think they, like you said, they shot everything.
They shot it all together, but they were there for over a year, I believe.
Over a year, right?
The commentary,
right? So
and then they had pickup scenes every now and then where they'd fill, just like all movies. Oh, we need to do like a reshoot of this kind of thing.
Well, even if they did that the same exact way now, right? If they did it the same exact way now, it wouldn't cost, because let's say it would cost $350 million to do all three of those back then. You're looking at close to 600 to 700 million for all three of them, if not way more. Now, even if they shot it the same exact way.
Yeah, the scale of those movies is just so much. I mean, you look at something like Rings of Power, where that is the most expensive television show of all time. And sometimes does it look like it is? No, it's okay. That's fine. But the scale of what you're trying to accomplish there, especially with the increasing prices of things nowadays, it's going to be really expensive to do it.
Yeah, it really will be. All right. Hey, Mr. CJ, apologies. Spelled your name wrong, Casey.
That's okay. My dad, this is a weird little picadillo about Jeff Carr. He didn't want people to call me Cece. And so that's the only reason why my name is spelled with a K.
I don't know why mine's spelled with a K. I have no idea. Troy, sounds like Chris's laptop mic is on, not the real one.
Oh, Troy, my love, I appreciate you. But I have it, so my settings are on here. The fun thing about StreamYards is it automatically tries to reset your mic. So I've had to keep pushing the 200% to get this mic to do anything. Because this is an AT 2020 Plus, you guys. I'm going to geek out on mics for a second. So it's a USB mic. I don't have an interface with me. So next time I'll probably just travel with my interface. That way I have more control of what's called the gain, what's actually going to help with that mic fluctuation, as opposed to just controlling it in StreamYard. We live and we learn.
100%. You're back home next week though?
Oh, I'm back home tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is just a lovely little 3-day trip. We don't have week in Vegas money. We've got 3-day Vegas money.
No, even if you have a week in Vegas money, you should never spend a week in Vegas.
You shouldn't. After the 4th day, your time dilation, everything, it's just bad choices. It's just
100%.
Oh, it's awful.
It's a different planet. Andrew Carnes, Superman seems it'll tap out at 615. Hypothetical, let's say that Rebirth and Fan 4 didn't exist. What do you think box office total would have ended at? Probably 7. Probably 7. If both those movies didn't exist, both of them.
Yeah.
Probably 7.
And if they didn't put it so you could buy it on digital.
I don't think that affected it.
You don't think so?
No, because I think if you look at it went and I understood the argument for it initially, but if you look at the numbers since they did it, it didn't have a big drop off at all, and it actually it sustained and had less drop off. So I don't think it hurt at all, and I think that I actually think it helps Peacemaker. I think it was the right move, to be honest with you. I think it does set a bad precedent because other people might start saying, "Oh, 30 days, let's just put it out. Look what Superman did," but it didn't hurt Superman's box office at all.
Okay, I just like that 40-day window too. Oh, we
did
haven't talked about it. How do you feel about Peacemaker after that first episode?
So I've talked about the audience probably can get tired of me saying it. So I really liked it. I liked it.
Okay.
I really like the story, and I really like the emotional part of it. I loved season 1 so much and loved the humor in it. I thought there were sometimes that in most of the season 1, all of the bits that were there were relevant and worked. There were sometimes I felt like he was just telling jokes to tell jokes. And the orgy thing was a little too much for me. And I'm the farthest thing from a prude that you're going to find. But it seemed like it was just to be, look at how crazy we can be on this show. And then
it felt like we're on HBO.
What did it feel like?
Like, hey, we're on HBO.
Yeah. And we already know you're on HBO. You did it before. And then I didn't like the jokes in the interrogation scene. I thought it was just to be James Gunn jokey. But the rest of it really liked, and I'm very interested in the story. Love what they're doing with Harcourt. Love what they're doing with Chris. Love where they're going in the way that they're handling the multiverse, and I'm locked into it. I'm just hoping that the bits don't overtake the show.
Totally. I just got thrilled with the retcon. I was like, oh, it's so easy. Yeah, let's change 2 lines that we did in one little moment. Cool, easy peasy.
Yep. Agreed. Kyle Miles here for Team Chris. I look forward to Wednesday to hear y'all's takes. Very kind.
Oh, thanks, Kyle.
Oh, nice chats today.
Yeah.
You bring out the positivity in everybody. Not that the chats are normally not nice, but
your community is really sweet.
Yeah, they're really good. 37 so far. Can we get Chris to that win today, guys? We shall see.
We're at my age. All right, let's go.
Christopher Brickner. Reports say Lucas will want to make a new saga, build up to an event. Do you think they can do it? I don't. Even Marvel has struggled with the second saga. I'm sorry. I know that I sound like I hear we have a bunch of different patrons and members who get not soured, that's not fair, who get bummed that I'm not as enthusiastic about Star Wars as I used to be. And it's because of stuff like this. It's like I don't trust anything they say. I don't. Oh, great, they want to do a saga. So do I. Of course they want to do a saga. Of course they do. Do I think they can pull it off? Not yet. They've shown nothing. They don't have a good team that's running the stuff right now. Is it Kathleen Kennedy? Shouldn't be. Is it Filoni? Shouldn't be. So no, I don't think that they can do it unless they get their shit together. And right now, they don't have that.
Yeah, I have hope. I really hope they can give me an incredible saga. Hope springs eternal. But also, Star Wars really needs to get their group in a group, because right now I don't have a lot of faith in what they're doing moving forward. So the one-off stuff I've really enjoyed, and I think that's a great place to start. But I do want a really cool overarching story that I can follow. And we'll see if they do that.
Yeah, I don't have hope yet. Gregory Depp, I watched Knight Rider. A redo could be anything. I'm telling you. I just let's see because Chris, going back to what you said, like because you're skeptical on it because we have these kind of cars. Who knows what it can be? But if I would have told you in 2017 they were going to make a Karate Kid series, you would have been like, why?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It would be why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Who wants that?
Right. So and we're both giving them the benefit of the doubt.
So
Darian, happy early birthday to Chris. I know you're not invested in sports ball, but have you ever watched Haikyuu? I do. I think it might be my favorite sports anime of all time. Yamaguchi's arc makes me cry. I don't know it.
Oh, so this one is in my queue because I've watched the pilot episode. This is the volleyball anime.
Okay.
And it looks really, really interesting. Again, this is why I always tell people there's something in anime that you can find. There's slice of life, sports stories, they're all kinds of different things. So right now, one of my goals is trying to kind of diversify my own anime watching and go into some of the more body horror stuff through animation, or go into sports through animation.
Tiptoe. Yeah,
I'm just tipping my toe in the water,
Kristian, unpronounceable. Kristian, I just want to let you know I'm now addicted to the Amazing Digital Circus because of your watch along. Can't wait for episode 7. Have you watched this yet?
No, I've got to check it out.
You have to. So this is so up your alley. Okay. So up your alley. This is like, this is for you. So I am going to react to the rest of them. So people, because even I had initially said that depending on how the views were, and they weren't great. But I 2 reasons I'm going to do it. 1, I'm having fun doing it. 2, Tina and I having fun doing it. 3, my daughter asked me to do it. So, and she loves it. So I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish those. But I actually really like the show and I want to finish watching it. So Tina just hasn't been in. So she doesn't come back. She's not able to come back until I think next week she comes in. So we'll finish it up. And the good news that I found out, and I kept getting this in the comments, and Luke told me this too, is normally when you do reactions, you got to cut up the movies and you got to cut up the shows because there's only so much you can show before you get a copyright. Apparently, Digital Circus, they don't care. You just show the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do for the next ones.
Perfect.
Yeah. Christopher Brickner. My doubt is from Lucasfilm having worse leadership and foundation for a new saga compared to Marvel. Facts. And no characters people are invested in versus Marvel. That you can change. And I've been saying this since I was doing Jedi Council. They've got so many books and so many great authors who know this material in and out, and they could develop stories and they could adapt their books. For some really bizarre, weird reason, they don't touch their books. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I get so confused about it too, because there's G canon and then the other canons and
doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter whether the canon or non legends is what it's called, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what take a legend story, adapt it into a mini series. Take a canon story. They don't pay attention to canon anyway. You just you redo it. You adapt it to the. Well, I already read the book. Yeah, guess what? People read Game of Thrones. And they still did the Red Wedding. So it's the silliest thing. They don't adapt their books. I think whoever's making that decision should be arrested. It's so stupid. All right, next one after that is Harv's K. Alien Earth keeps getting better. Episode 4 has some serious eye violence. Against a non-human, Chris. The show might not be for you after all. So I did not watch episode 4. Just finished 3 last night. And I like it. I tell you what I do. I think that the show's awesome. Awesome. I don't like some of their music choices, and I'm very picky with music.
Oh.
There's this one scene. I won't spoil it, but one of the characters is basically is laying down, and they're moving the character, shuffling the character from one place to another. And there's this guitar riff, this heavy metal guitar riff going, and it's like, stop that. Give me like a score or something. What is this? It was like, oh, it's killing me. I'm like, what? And I'm trying to get locked into the scene, and it was so jarring. And and there was a couple other times, a couple of music choices. I'm not loving their music choices, but I love the story. Love the show. Great. It's a great show.
Yeah. I've been warned that there's like an eye that touches people, and I went, oh no, thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's a great show. It's really good. It's solid, and it feels like it belongs inside the franchise. It's amazing. Okay. Let's see. After that, 45 right now, Chris. You're approaching Roxy and Mike, but you need just around 20 more in order to beat them and take the lead.
Yeah.
So now, next one. Let's see. And that is, I have to get back to Department Q. I like what I saw. It's from GoPal.
Oh, well, it's so good. I think it's one of the best written shows that's come out this year. I think the writing is so sharp and smart, and the mystery that unfolds is so good and interesting. Jump back in there, man. I think you're going to really enjoy how they end the season.
GoPal. Happy birthday to Chris. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. We're approaching now Trey Porter, who says Denzel is ready to retire soon in a couple of years. So he's likely going to get some more big checks before he leaves. Yeah, he's doing Black Panther 3, isn't he? He doesn't care about anything no more. Man, why should he? He's earned it. He's earned it. Do whatever the hell he wants. Say whatever he wants. I don't care. It's Denzel. Legend.
Yeah.
Vic Asula. Happy birthday, Chris. I loved you from Nerdwire and so on.
Whoa, Nerdwire's a deep cut. Oh my gosh. Because that was years ago. That was my first hosting job. And that was an ever evolving thing, because when it first started out, I was getting assigned stories that were so not what I wanted to be writing, where it'd be like, these are the top and hottest voice actors. Okay. These are the top 10, like it was just BuzzFeed kind of stuff. Yeah. And then it grew and morphed into, hey, we're going to do some lore dumps, or hey, we're going to try some lives or do news. And it was kind of ever evolving and always changing. It was great. One of my best buds in the world, Scott O'Neill, who now edits for Cinnamon Toast Ken. We worked on that channel together, and we had a blast together.
Amazing. GoPal. Which is the Jaws with the underwater habitat with glass tubes? Jaws 3D for the shark to crash to. I remember that scene on TV as a little kid. Yeah, it was Jaws 3D with Dennis Quaid. Yeah, and Leah Thompson. Mad at the Movies. Really enjoyed Sam's reaction to Return to the King. Can't wait for the Nolan films, Hobbit over Lord of the Rings. That's crazy talk.
Whoa, Matt, that is a bold statement.
Rocha has it also. It's insanity. Yeah, it's insanity. As far as Nolan films goes, the thing is, they're not. I'm trying to think that's tomorrow, Friday is. I'm going to start with Sam, and we're going to start with Nolan. I was thinking I'm either going to start with Memento. I don't want to go in order. I don't have to go in order, or I could start. She's only seen The Dark Knight, and she doesn't remember it. Okay. So I was thinking that I could start with Batman Begins, but I don't know. Maybe start with Memento. I don't know.
Memento, I think, is a really great place to start, because that establishes his tone as a director so well too. Yeah,
it's true. It's a really good one too. All right, Scott B. What is the watch order for Star Wars with Sam? I know how we're going to start with. I know I'm going to go, and this Star Wars will be a little bit before we get to it. I don't even know if we'll get to it this year, but we might. We'll get to it before Mandalorian and Grogu for sure. But Star Wars will be for her will be Rogue One, Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 1, Episode 2. And then I don't know if I'm going to go to 3 and then 6. I don't know yet. I might, but I feel I'm not going to show her prequels until I show her original first, because I don't think if I start with prequels, I don't think she's gonna respond. I think if I start Rogue One, I think I'll lock her in.
Yeah, I think that's a smart choice. Although, people like my brother who are 5 years younger, who started with the prequels, they have such an affinity for them. So I sometimes wonder, am I just jaded because of those first ones that I got?
I like the prequels now. And I was definitely back in the day. I used to shit on them all the time, but I watch them through my kids' eyes, and I have a new appreciation for them. Plus the Clone Wars and everything else too, kind of. Yeah. But for her, if I start with that, she's not going to be invested in it. And if I start in the prequels, but if I could do a jump back and forth type of order where she's not going to get spoiled on anything. I mean, she knows the Darth Vader reveal already. I mean, that's she's my age, so there's only so long you can't avoid. Luke, I'm your father. It comes from in everything. So she
Vader was a real gangster there.
I know. I'm your father.
I'm your father, Luke. Let's go.
Come on. Get in the car. Dingus McNally. Bradley Cooper directed Is This Thing On? Oh, okay. Will Arnett is a guy going through divorce, so he tries up stand-up as a way to cope. Oscar nom for Arnett. Hey, that's the Grasping at Straws pilot. That's pretty much what it is. Kind of. He's not going through divorce.
Bradley Cooper, a strongly worded letter right now.
Maybe found that on the internet. Decided. I'll have to look for it with a double check. We'll see. Aiden for Sam CU watch. First Class. Yep. Origins. Oh my God. You're gonna have her watch Origins as their second film. She want to bail. X trilogy, but I guess maybe because I don't know. X trilogy, Wolverine. Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, Deadpool. She's seen Deadpool and she's seen Logan already, but she does want to rewatch. I'm gonna probably do before Fantastic Four comes out on digital. I probably will do the original Fantastic Four movies with her. At the very least, the reason why is because it's going to be relevant. She wants to watch Deadpool and Wolverine again now that she knows all these characters. She didn't know anything from MCU or any X-Men characters. Now she will. So we're going to redo it. Simon section. Not sure about this Cobra Kai Knight Rider movie, but if it is successful, no sequels. I don't like Cobra Kai Star Wars movie. I know they can do that. Those guys. Doing Star Wars would be interesting for them, but I don't think that they'd ever do it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Armada. Happy early birthday, Kris.
Thank you.
I also had a dream. I saw Doomsday, and it was a full-blown musical. I thought it was terrible, and even Matt Serra said he liked it. Oh, what Matt Serra say like Doomsday? Yeah, Matt Serra was probably gonna like Doomsday. He loves that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, Mr. CJ. Knight Rider is my favorite TV show of all time. I'm afraid with AI and the over-the-top car stunts from Fast and Furious franchise, it's a little too late. It depends on what the tone is. You can't say it's too late yet. Depends on what the tone is. You can't say that until you know what it is. Because if it's a completely different take on it, the same way that I would have said Karate Kid was too late to do a TV show. You got to see what the tone is.
Exactly. Those are concerns to have, but I think we can just wait till it comes out to the, did they do that?
100% you can have concerns about it. Yes. Vic Soldier. Kris, have you seen Trigun N? Is live action possible?
Trigun. Okay, I've not seen Trigun N. That is one in my queue. I've seen the original Trigun. Love Fashion Stampede. I think this is something that a live action adaptation is totally possible, because that is one that can focus more on not necessarily some of the big anime moments like One Piece does, where that's a really great, like, we're still doing the arm elongation, we're still doing all the devil fruit stuff. I think Trigun, you focus a lot on the fun personality of Vash mixed in with cybernetics, mixed in with people trying to figure out who he is, Wolf character and everything. There's a lot of really cool stuff that will make more of this kind of neo-Western that I think if you focus on that, how fun everything can be mixed in with those heartbreaking moments, yeah, you could absolutely do live action.
I don't know enough about it. So this is what it sounded like to me.
It's a good one. It's a great anime. I highly recommend it.
Christopher Brickner, with inflation, Lord of the Rings film's budget is $530 million in 2024. Makes sense.
Ooh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Jacob Oakley, Kristian, please do a feat reveal when you hit 250K subs. Do you want me to lose subscribers? Nathan Drake, is this thing on with Bradley Cooper? Is the next directed film? As Will Arnett going through midlife crisis and getting to stand up in New York. Yeah. Interested to see it. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Mad at the Movies. I remember when everyone was wondering who could direct Secret Wars. Chris had suggested Peter Jackson. I still want to know what that would look like. The thing is with that is there's two things with Peter Jackson that make me nervous. One, he doesn't really direct anymore. And the other thing was that, and I think you said it last time, Chris, is that he didn't have the tools to do for Lord of the Rings what he did with Hobbit, and I'm glad. Once he got those tools, I think he went overboard with them.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what Lucas did with the prequels.
Yeah. He needs to, if you do the practical kind of work he did in Lord of the Rings and bring that to Star Wars, that's what I'd want. I want that kind of, we're using sets that are built in a way for scale. We're using practical monsters and aliens. That's what I would want from him.
9 voices. Happy birthday week, Chris. There you go.
Thank you.
Armada. New Ethan Hawke show, The Lowdown on FX, looks great. Also, that Will Arnett comedian movie is directed by Bradley Cooper. Everybody's telling us it's Bradley Cooper. That's awesome. Lowdown, I haven't heard anything about it, but I always like Ethan Hawke. Jason Ashcroft, 1 out of 3. It's interesting how sometimes we're too locked into the movie sphere. Was in Vegas with all my buddies, college-age males who are casual fans, and we started discussing comic book movies. Basically, they had zero interest in anything but Batman Part 2 and Avengers Doomsday. They said with no interest. Armada says Knight Rider, Street Hawk, and Airwolf should cross over, please. That'd be amazing. Let's see, his third one, Jason Arcott. They had no interest in Thunderbolts or Superman. I thought it was interesting. Also, as a fan of Star Wars, I was surprised to find out they really don't care for Mando or anything else. Only thing that they did say is that they might. I know that's what I keep telling. And I love him, and I'll talk about it with him on every Monday. And tomorrow, Rocha does not like to admit that we live in this bubble. He thinks that because he sees things on social media that everybody else is talking about, the world is something. It's like, no, your algorithm is talking about it. Because that's where you pay attention to. This is the reason why the Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Captain, people don't care about these movies as a mainstream audience anymore. The core audience is still there, but that's why you have to dive down into these budgets and make them lower so you can, okay, look, let's make a profit. If we're making it for our audience and our audience comes out and sees it, then it look like, and I used the example the other day, Freakier Friday is an example of that. We made this movie for our audience, and our audience saw it, and it crossed over to a few more people, but we made it for the money we made it for, and those people came out, and there you go. So I don't know. I think that that's a very interesting, experiment that he did with his friends there too. And I would do the same thing with my friend. Most people don't want to see, I'm going to call my friend James right now, and I'm going to see, I'll tell him he's on the air, and I'm going to see what movies, this is what I guarantee you. And he loves movies. I'm going to say, what movies are you looking forward to that it's coming out for the rest of the year? And you know what he's going to say, Chris? I don't know what's coming out. That's what he's going to say. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me try him real quick and see if he even picks up. And if he does, I'll make that bet with you. And not that you're going to bet against it. I'm just saying. Let's see. I'm going to let him know that we're on the air. Nobody ever picks up when I call him though. On when I'm trying to do the call. Yeah. All right. Oh well. So let's see. Going back to Andrew Carnes, would love an episode reuniting you, Campy, Johns, and Ellis. It's just so hard. Everybody's just doing different things now, and schedules are so, out of control. Nobody has time to do anything else. Jason Ashcroft, see concerning Star Wars is in episode 10 with Rey, not because they love her, because that's what's next. That's a good point. Just curious how average moviegoer thinks. Anyway, that's what the college male is thinking. The casual college male is thinking. Well, you're in your demographic, obviously. Yeah. But I think that's interesting. That's my point with Star Wars in general. That's why I don't know. I used to think that Mandalorian had a great shot at just being a big, huge success, but it's so dependent on a lot of different things with whether you've seen it before, whether you care enough, how it's marketed. I think the mainstream does know Grogu, or Baby Yoda as they refer to him. And depending on what they could, it's not going to be a lot of money because it's essentially just the new season of the television show that they did the Moana 2 treatment to. So it's not really where you need to judge Star Wars on as far as theatrical goes. Starfighter is. That's the one that you look and you go, okay, people still care about Star Wars, or they really don't give a crap anymore. Harv's K. Kristian, adapting Lost Stars would have been a no-brainer for Lucasfilm. New story, characters, yet they would still tap into nostalgia factor since it takes place during the original trilogy. I told you, I heard a while ago that they were sniffing around it, and then whether it's true or not, heard that Powers That Be said it was too inside baseball and nobody would care. Wrong. Dingus McNally. Kristian, you and Ming should react to Warfare. It would be cool too because you both haven't seen it, so we could see your first reaction. Comes to HBO soon. I might. I don't know if I'm going to see it. I don't know who I would see it with. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was going to say that'd be a fun one.
I don't know if it's fun.
Well, I mean, like your reactions.
Oh yeah, because
because
I think it's like really tough to watch. That's what you're saying. That's the other thing. Ming and I are going to watch some comedies together. We're going to watch South Park and we're going to watch Naked Gun because he's got such. People didn't get a chance to really see. He's got such a big, huge laugh, and so I'm looking forward to getting some comedy out of him. Jason Ashcroft. Peacemaker episode 1 was disappointing. That one scene, what the F? Sorry, I didn't need to see all that. I'm not a prude. I just don't care for seeing it. It just, to me, it didn't fit.
It didn't make sense. Especially because there's just an orgy happening around him.
I mean, he was they were kissing on his neck.
He got his face licked. It's fine.
I know.
But it was just, I understand we wanted to show some kind of escalation, but it just didn't make sense there.
Yeah, it was a James Gunn bit. Jason Ashcroft, love Rocha and Geek Buddies, but I'm sorry, acting like you're a prude for not liking that scene is so obnoxious. I don't like. Oh, is that what they said? Is they said prude? I don't want my kids seeing that. I don't want to see that stuff. Well, there's two answers to that. One, to be honest, for this, and I'm with you. I didn't like the scene, but that show's not for kids.
No,
it's not for kids. It's just because it's a comic book thing. Deadpool and Wolverine is not for kids. So that particular thing. That doesn't really work there in that aspect. The saying it was unnecessary. I don't really want to see that right now. It's like you're just doing that to do that. I don't disagree with it. It's just like, because again, I like raunchy stuff. I love raunchy stuff. That to me was just like, I'm like, yeah, it didn't work. There's no build to it. There was no, it's just like, oh, we're doing a sex scene because that's crazy. Look at all the dicks. And I'm like,
Yeah. It's the HBO trope of exposition, if you will, of I'm going to throw some TNA at you to hopefully kind of get your attention or shock you or get through something I think you might find boring. It didn't make sense. If there was an absolute reason for to be in that orgy or throwing that orgy, I would have been all for it.
Yeah.
But here it just felt out of place.
It was just for the bit. Black Fiction. Hey, you guys, what's a movie trope that was popular but got on your nerves? For me, it was the black guys dying first. Well, yeah, I mean, they've tend to stop doing that in the horror movies recently, but yes, it happened. It happened quite often. The trope, it's not. I always bring up tropes. It's not a story trope. It's a visual trope. I hate it. I'll bring it up every time someone asks. It's in a slow motion action movie when the hero's about to get hit with something but dodges, and then look at the thing that's about to hit me. It's so stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, I think mine's how you can't trust an off-screen death.
Yeah.
So it's the person died, but no, they didn't. Of course they didn't. We didn't see it. So yeah.
If you don't see it, it didn't happen. It's true.
Yeah.
Jason Ashcroft. Again, I love Rocha and Mike and Chan. I just thought it was very narrow-minded and judgmental. Well, it kind of goes to that conversation. I mean, when it comes to kids, and even though I don't think it fit in that particular thing, Rocha and I had it out about the Olympics. That there was when they were showing like this whole like menage a trois commercial, the Olympics. And I was showing my at the time, I think 6-year-old going to be 7. We were watching it, and didn't matter who. I don't care if it was a man, a woman, I don't care who it was. I don't want her seeing that. It's not appropriate for her. And he's like, well, but it's this and it's that. It's love, and it's not appropriate for a 6-year-old. Just isn't. And so I didn't want my kid watching that. But this is different in that conversation, not when it comes to kids, but when it comes to the fact that if you don't like it, you're a prude. That I don't really find to be accurate for this scenario. I think I love Mike and Shannon and Rocha too. If that's what they said, I didn't watch it. If that's what they said, I think they're wrong. Okay. All right, next one after that is Gopal. It's been too long since I saw either, but I remember Memento being nearly perfect, and Insomnia is also great, but a huge bummer and tough to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna watch Insomnia.
Insomnia is a rough one. It's a really well done film, but
It's a good movie.
Oof.
I don't think it's a big reaction movie though. Yeah,
That's fair.
Nathan Drake, Roxy, Mike saying Harry Potter show might bomb is crazy. That was insanity. There's no world where that show bombs. There's no world.
People are still going to tune in. People can feel however they feel about it, but people are going to watch that show.
Of course, they're going to watch that show. Now, but what I did say was there is a world where that show could have the Lord of the Rings treatment. Everybody tuned in to episode 1 of Lord of the Rings on Amazon, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't like this show." If that happens to Harry Potter, if people start going, "No, this is bad," then they can then it could bomb. But the first episode, you're a lunatic if you think if it's not gonna do well. Yeah. David D. Saw Bad Sisters. Jurassic Park is the worst. JP is the worst. Jurassic Park. Perfect. JP is the worst, but all the characters were awful. Sans Roger and the daughter, they were petty, immature, compulsive, or cheater. I don't know what's JP.
Ooh, okay. So JP is the big villain in the first season, kind of carrying over to the second season of Bad Sisters on Apple TV. Okay. It is a fantastic show, super well written. I don't know if I would say everyone is awful. I totally understand petty, immature, and has some compulsive tendencies. I think a lot of those characters on there are really great. I think they're also just flawed.
Yeah. All right. Tiptoe Cloud. Happy birthday to Chris.
Thank you.
Hey, Kristian, will you show Sam Andor? Probably not. It's too. I mean, look, you know how much I love Andor. I love Andor. And do I think that it would elevate her enjoyment of Rogue One? Yeah, but it's a big commitment. And it's not really. There's a very few episodes that I think are reaction worthy on that show. There's towards the second season, definitely. But no, probably not. I would encourage her to watch it if she likes it. I would encourage her to watch it on her own. Yeah. Jake, Kristian, whenever someone in my life rambles on about something I know nothing about, I can't help but do the Jabba voice in my head. Hilarious bit. It's what I hear every time I hear Rocha talk about the Premier League. That's it. Buster Barnes. We saw how Peacemaker and Harcourt deal with themselves being at their lowest. Fair enough, it's not for some, but I think it had purpose at least. You could have shown him being at his lowest and not have people's asses and dicks and tits in your face in the way that they did it. It was just to basically go, look how crazy this is. And it's like, it wasn't. Harcourt being at her lowest in that bar fight was awesome. That was awesome.
Well, and what a great way to achieve that too, with that little smile she does at the end of getting her ass kicked, where that was she's so broken, she needs to feel something. I didn't get that same moment from Chris in that. No. And that's kind of what I'm missing, especially when you have the two just next to each other. That juxtaposition makes me go, this worked really well. This one, not so much. You know what would have been crazy if they would have done it, but there's no world James Gunn would have done it? Mm-hmm. Reverse it. Mm-hmm. Let Harcourt she talked about Chris recently about the sex and how it meant nothing to her, basically, and then reverse it. And then Chris is the one getting into the fights in the bars, and she's the one doing the orgy, right? He wouldn't do that, would he? No. Gopal. If Peter Jackson did Secret Wars, it would be 2 days long, and there would be an hour-long helicopter shot of some hills with some rousing music. Well, maybe, but I like that.
I like that too. True. Simon section. I thought at the end of the day, they would at least try the movie the makers were talking about at the restaurant was Back to the Future 4. So that's how my relationship kind of came to be with them, because there was all these rumors and talk about Back to the Future before they did any of that stuff. And people are going out because they said, that, yeah, you can do a Back to the Future kind of sequel. And everyone went nuts on them. I happen to agree with them. I think that you could do one where someone finds the DeLorean. It's time, space. Someone found a DeLorean at some point in time and space and figured out how to use it. And you made a new thing. You could do it. Bob Zemeckis and Gail don't want to do it. That's another conversation. So that's the reason why they wouldn't do it, because Zemeckis, as long as he's alive, there will be no Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Should be though. All right, Chris, you are currently in the lead at 64.
Okay.
So there we go. Oh, mine is the fact that there's always a full moon in every movie, sometimes the same shot. That's funny.
Great.
That's funny. Okay, Jason Ashcroft, so excited for House of the Dragon season 3. Me too. Now, okay, talk about orgies. There's orgies in that damn thing all the time. When they're like when you go, like there was when the scene where I can't remember the names right now. Don't even challenge me on it. But when one of the Targaryen king is walking his brother through with the patch, and they're in this house of ill repute, and all this stuff is happening. And there's gratuitous somebody's going down on somebody that's like, okay, that's what would happen in that place right now. That you've called that calls for that. So that's where I don't come into the prude side of it. I'm like, yeah, that made sense. You would see that.
Well, and that makes sense because you're having this person experience being around that kind of environment for potentially the first time and going, whoa, this is an entirely different thing that I've not been exposed to, literally.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Ryan S. Happy birthday, Chris. What's your favorite treat?
My favorite treat? Oh, I'm a pasta tour. I love pasta so much. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's this place near the office here, actually, that they make all their pasta, and you can like redesign and do like different things with the pasta, different sauces, everything, but like homemade pasta. It's like it's like a big craze here now. It's like it's on Instagram, and so I'm gonna go to it pretty soon. Jason Ashcroft, rank these on anticipation: Batman 2, Avengers Doomsday, House of the Dragon. For me, it goes House of the Dragon, Batman, Avengers. Stoked for all though. Strangely enough, as far as I think I'm gonna go Avengers, Batman 2, and House of Dragon. I'm really looking forward to House of Dragon. Avengers Doomsday. I just think Avengers Doomsday to me. I just want to see how they're going to do it. I'm very curious. Yeah. How about you?
I'm Avengers Doomsday, Batman 2, House of the Dragon, because House of the Dragon season 2 I kind of fell off of. But hey, maybe they'll get me back in there with this next season. I'll be really, really excited.
Okay, next one here. Jake, do you watch the AMC series Interview with the Vampire? No, the writing and performances are outstanding. Makes the Pitt Cruise movie look like a spoof. I've heard good things about it, but no, I've never seen it.
It's incredible.
Is it good?
So well done. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things, but no, I've never watched it. Jason Ashcroft, apologize. I sent a lot today. I know you don't dare apologize for
Thank you.
Yeah, you're getting Chris. You're getting Chris closer and closer to a unreachable goal for everybody else. Busy B, catching this show late. Happy birthday, Chris. There you go, Busy B.
Thank you, Busy B.
Jason Ashcroft says, very grateful for your show, Kristian. Very kind of you, Jason. I appreciate that. And like I said, Jason, this is what I say to you, and I always obviously appreciate when you guys are chiming in with the super chats and everything too. We're offering you some guys. I only take on sponsors that I think you guys are going to like. So go into the description. If you dig what we're offering you here too, get something for yourself. That's where you're going to thank me. I guarantee it. Chris Hunt, I won't have any opinion on the Harry Potter TV show until season 4 to see if everyone's grown their hair out just for that one season. That's fair. Chris, do you have a must eat place when you're in Vegas? Says Harbs K.
Oh yeah, Best Friend at Park MGM. It's Roy Choi's restaurant. It's so good. It's incredible. The uni dynamite rice is what I want to eat like on my deathbed. It's so
okay. There you go. All right, and with that, right now we're currently at 69, dude.
Hell yeah.
Although, let me see if that's true, because sometimes it hasn't been doing it lately, but sometimes they forget and they don't add it into the chat. So let's see if I have it. First one that we had was that was the first one. Okay, so we're caught up right now. Okay, Chris, if we wait for anybody else. Oh, there you go. 70. Just kidding. Jason Ashcroft, breaking news. James going to catch Donald Trump as Batman. There you go. Kathleen Kennedy as Alfred. The world finds no problem with it. Perfect. There you go. I still think my prediction right now, we'll see if I'm wrong, but I think that it's going to be for Batman. Sklar as Batman, Timothy Dalton as Alfred.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think the 1923 reunion will happen.
That's very fun. Ooh.
We shall see. All right, tell me one more time. Tell us about Filthy Casuals, and let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, come on over to Two Filthy Casuals Pod on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. It's me and Amy Newman talking about fandoms, going around, having a good time. So you can go do that. We also have a Patreon account where we do separate, just members only podcasts as well. So go there. We would love for you to be checking out and share it with friends, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really, really helps us out. So go check it out, please.
One more here. Aiden Cossack says, supporting, starting 1923. I see the vision with Sklenar. Wait till you get to season 2, Aiden. Wait till you see it. That season 2 will convince you. You'll come back here in the next one and say, oh, I get it. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for getting Chris Carr to 71. Tomorrow, John Rocha and Steph will have an opportunity. If anybody's at Splish Splash tomorrow, say hello. I'll be there with my kiddos. Jason Ashcroft. Honestly, though, are we opposed to Fassbender as Batman? Yeah, I think the Magneto thing, plus bring your costs down. I don't know. Chris, do you think Fassbender is?
I think he's a great actor. He'd do well in the role, but I don't know if that is the best fit for Batman.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think he's too locked in other roles at this point. You need somebody that you can just see as Batman. Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you head over to the Clips channel if you haven't done that. I'm going to record the Back to the Future reaction with Steph. Make sure you check that out. Got Usual Suspects coming out with Sam on Friday. I think that the Back to the Future one, if I can get it in time, might come out tomorrow, but most likely Saturday, because tonight I'm going to be doing the long walk out of the theater reaction, and that's it. So the live show tomorrow is going to be John Rocha and Steph, for people asking. They're going to be, John's going to host the show. Steph's going to be on it tomorrow. And then I'll be back for Capes and Cowls on Friday. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the flip side. Mad Hatter, what do you say?
Mustard.
Definitely.